Hello, my fellow Narnians. Welcome back to Narnia Lore. Today, we have part 2. We're actually doing this, people. This is so exciting. I've been working very hard on this, and I am really excited to bring today's video to you. So, last time, we left off where Trumpkin found out that Caspian had disappeared as well. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can watch part 1 right up in the top there. So Trumpkin searched all over the castle for King Caspian, but no one had seen him. Trumpkin finally went to the area of the castle where the generals were to see if Glennstorm had seen the king, but Glennstorm was gone. You see, what had happened was that Caspian had put Trumpkin in charge of the kingdom because he himself went out looking for Susan. Caspian had asked Glennstorm and Truffle Hunter to accompany him, and they gladly agreed to go. Truffle Hunter was able to catch Susan's scent, and off they went. Charging through the forest, Caspian on Destrier and Glennstorm carrying Truffle Hunter, the trio sped on. Suddenly, Destrier stopped and reared. Caspian saw on the trail that one of the apostles was standing in their way with a strange stick. In one swift motion, Caspian flew off Destrier and drew his sword, landing on top of the apostle and demanding to know where they had taken his wife. The apostle didn't reply and wiggled her hand free long enough to stab Caspian in the foot with a stick, but Caspian quickly slew the apostle and inspected the stick. It was a strange wand, appearing to be of dwarven make. Caspian stuffed this into his saddlebag and mounted his horse once again. Truffle Hunter said the scent was quite close. Suddenly, an eerie chanting broke the silence. Not far away, there was a group of hooded figures slowly advancing on the group with drawn swords. The swords glowed a dull red, and there appeared to be sparks spitting off the blades. Caspian and Glennstorm drew their swords, and Truffle Hunter bared his teeth. But just then, a smaller hooded figure appeared on a rock formation above them. It was the leader of the apostles, and she ordered the hooded figures to kill the 3 down below. The hooded figures continued their advance, only much more aggressive this time. Knowing that fear was probably their greatest ally, Caspian let out a great shout and charged them. Just as Caspian had suspected, 2 of the figures bolted, not wanting anything to do with the enraged king. The others stood their ground, but broke rank as soon as Caspian engaged in combat. Glennstorm charged in and trampled one of them, then slew a second. Caspian went in with a blind rage. Stroke after stroke he dealt, never tiring, never wavering. With one final slash, Caspian dispatched the last one. Sheathing his sword, he asked Truffle Hunter if he could still smell out the trail. Truffle Hunter said that he could, and that it was still quite close. After sniffing around for a few moments, Truffle Hunter discovered an entrance into a cave and said that the scent led into it. Caspian went in without any hesitation. Inside was dark, and a strong stench arose from somewhere deep in the ground. Torches lit the dark earthen hallway, and insects scampered out of the way of his boots. After walking through these tunnels for several minutes, Caspian began to hear voices. Rounding a corner, he came upon a large stone room with about a dozen of the apostles in a tight circle around something in the middle. Caspian immediately went forward and addressed the group in front of him, sword drawn. Turning around, the apostles looked at him with their beady eyes and scoffed his brashness, taunting him and saying he would never make it out of there alive. With one swift move, Caspian sliced through one of the apostles' necks, sending the bird-like head flying across the room. Together, the rest of the group attacked Caspian, but his anger seized him and he threw himself into combat. For what seemed like a lifetime, Caspian swung his sword wildly, trying to make contact with anything that was in the way. Before he knew it, all the apostles were dead. Looking over to where they were standing when he entered, he saw his queen lying on the ground, blood pooling around her head. Once again, that's where I'm going to leave off. Like I said in my update, so there will be more parts to come. This is really exciting. I'm excited to see where this is taking me. Or us, rather. Also, I am also working on a couple of other scenarios, videos, things like that. So please stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, leave a comment. I would love to hear your feedback on anything else you'd like to see. What do you think of this video? Yeah. Until next time, my fellow Narnians, this is Narnia Lore, signing off.